what's up, man? So, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell everybody your name.
My name's Greg Haneke, with Blue Lake, out of Florida.
Okay. Well, it's good to have you here, man. So, what does your company do?
We cleared a way for the line trucks to get in so they can access the poles and the lines. We go in and cut the trees up and push them out of the way so they can access the line to get the power turned back on.
Absolutely. And everyone loves everything that people are doing right now throughout the community as far as people working, other companies coming into work. We really appreciate you guys. Are y'all being compensated well enough to do this job?
Yeah, they take pretty good care of you. And the facilities they've got set up are wonderful. The food's wonderful. They really take care of you good.
Absolutely, and we love to hear it. And so I believe there is a hurricane headed towards Florida. So will you be sticking around with us for a little while?
We'll probably get called back that direction, but we'll stay here as long as needed and do everything we can to hurry the process up, get everybody back up and running.
Okay, absolutely. And how long have you been with the company that you're working with now?
Well, we do work for them all over the place. We do solar fields and pole restoration. We do, we're a company of our own, but we travel around as they need. In an emergency response like this, we dropped what we were doing and came to do what we could do to help y'all.
Absolutely. And so if I could speak for my community for just a second, a big thank you. We really appreciate you guys out there working hard for us.
Not a problem. That's what we're here for, to help y'all out.
Absolutely. And I really hope you have safe travels back home, back and forth, wherever you got to go to get the job done. I hope y'all are staying safe, making the money to feed your families, and y'all continue to enjoy yourselves. Thank you for your time, man.
You're welcome.
All right, man. So first off, where you from?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. So how was the drive to get down here? Did the hurricane actually make it hard for you to get down here from Memphis?
Now it's a piece of cake. Once we got here, no problem. As soon as you start heading east, problem.
Absolutely. And so my biggest question and concern is I feel like you guys did a absolute wonderful job. People from everywhere, you saw them just working their butts off pretty much sun up, sundown. Are y'all getting compensated enough with just through your company in particular?
Oh, yeah. My company's great. They take good care of us. We got contract with Storm Solutions. They just kind of tell us where to go. And all we're doing is picking up trees off of houses, off of cars, structures. That's all we're doing. Just kind of clean up just the big stuff right now. Then you come in with a smaller cleanup because you got to dig out the big stuff to get to the other stuff. It's just one big cleanup.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, so coming down from Memphis, Tennessee, man, do you feel like other people and not just your company, you feel like all of those guys are getting compensated well and they're getting treated well? My biggest thing is just I feel like a lot of people's concern was just how much of those guys getting taken care of, out there.
I guess pretty good. If you got a good company, you get taken care of. But a lot of people just kind of come out here with a backpack, a pickup truck, and a chainsaw, and hope to make a whole bunch of money. But it's not like that. It's nothing like that. You got to come out here with some backbone. You got to come out here with professionalism and know what you're doing. Other than that, it's not gonna work for you.
Absolutely, man. And so far, how long have you been in Thomson, and have you enjoyed, I guess, the scenery and the community?
Well, we've been here since Sunday, I guess last Sunday, right after the storm. The only place we could get was this hotel right here. They didn't have any internet when we got here. They still don't. They hardly have any rooms. And the hotel's pretty good, but now everything's getting turned back on. We're in North Augusta. We got an Airbnb. We got on the golf course. We got 15 of us guys here. We're absolutely fantastic. We are great.
All right, man. Well, that's absolutely wonderful, man. I hope you keep enjoying your time, making your money, and having a good one, man. Thank you for your time today, man. We really appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man. Thank you. When the storm blows through Florida, I think we're heading down that way.
All right, man. Well, Godspeed to you, man, and I hope all of y'all be safe, brother. Thank you. Cool. What's up, guys? And so would y'all like to introduce yourselves, give y'all names real quick?
Grayson Kirby. Marty Baird.
Grayson? Yep. Marty? Y'all doing all right today so far, though? So far today has been a pretty good day.
Yeah, today's kind of a slow day. We're just kind of waiting to see what's going on, what all
Okay, absolutely. And what company do you guys work with?
So Martin Solutions, yes, sir.
Oh, what's that again?
We're through Martin Solutions.
Oh, okay. And where's that based out of?
Gainesville, Georgia.
Oh, okay, cool. So glad to have y'all from Gainesville helping us out, doing what y'all can do. And so I might want to ask you this first, just to kind of start it off. And so most of the residents here, as well as Augusta and some other people have been impacted. FEMA is offering them $750. Do y'all feel like that's enough money for the people to kind of get back on their feet and get the job done?
Absolutely not. FEMA needs to be more on top of their game as far as where they're distributing their money and how they're distributing their money. And I think people need, a lot more than $750. I mean, $750. What's that going to buy them? Is it going to replace their groceries? I mean, that's all it's going to do. I mean, these people have been without power for, going on 2 weeks now, and I mean, I just feel like the government ought to step it up and do a little better.
Absolutely. What you got to say for them?
Yeah, man. I mean, we got down here. It's complete devastation in a lot of neighborhoods. There's a lot of places you go that one tree took out a whole house. Much less you're up some places there's 20 trees on top of one house, and like Marty was saying, I mean, $750. What are we gonna get? That doesn't pay certain people enough to cut them out of their own driveways. So yeah, absolutely, there needs to be help. I mean, this community has suffered catastrophic devastation, and they need help. They need to know that the people they vote for and the people they elect are behind them and going to help see them through this in the days to come.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate that there. So a lot of people have been talking about it, and a lot of people are disappointed with the number. But a next question I've been asking is kind of tying into that. Do y'all feel like the company that y'all work for is paying y'all well to do what y'all do?
I believe so. I mean, this is our first time coming down on something like this. We usually stay local, but it being the first time that we've experienced anything like this, I believe that Jared with Martin Solutions, I believe he'll take care of us. I really do.
Yeah, absolutely. And on top of that, we here to make a living. Obviously, we got to feed our families too. But getting the help, getting to do, there's some places where we do a job that's required by the power company. We also get the opportunity to go the extra step. Help a family out by maybe getting a little more moved or whatnot. So I think absolutely they've taken care of us well.
Absolutely, and that's absolutely wonderful. That's we know not everybody is being taken care of, like y'all mentioned earlier, but at least y'all, the guys who are on the ground, are being very well taken care of. And so my next question is, oh, go ahead.
So through Georgia Power, where we're at and who we're stationed with right here, man, the accommodations of what they've done and how they've put up has been absolutely tremendous. I mean, it's awesome at what they do. I mean, they're willing to house us, they're willing to feed us on every meal. There's never a hesitation of what you need. You got a bath station, you got a shower station, you got a place to lay your head at night, and there's a lot of people out here that's on the streets that don't have that, so kind of humbles you a little bit.
Absolutely. And my next question is, how long have y'all actually been out here so far?
So I was in South Georgia Sunday and Monday doing some personal work for a friend, helping them clean up, and we got to call Monday night. So we got down here Monday night, started working Tuesday morning.
Okay.
So we've been here. Today will be 8 days.
Okay, wow. So 8 days. And so just like y'all said that y'all usually stay local, y'all doing all right with that? And how is the family at home handling y'all being gone for like this kind of time period? They're not really used to it.
Well, I think, with our Christian background, our families understand. And I think they know that, hey, we're doing the work for the better, and not just down here trying to make a killing off somebody. We're here to help others. We're also here to make a living, like Grayson said. And I mean, our biggest thing is make sure these people have got power back on. Make sure these crews are safe when they're doing that. That's where our job comes into place. We make sure that they're safe. But back to your question, I mean, our families, I think, are understandable. They know. We planned when we came down here. I've been here 9 days. I plan to be here 3 weeks. and my family knew that, if need be, you know. And now we got this Milton in the Gulf brewing again, and you know it's got everybody's nervous.
Yeah, that one don't look fun.
No, it don't look fun.
Yeah, like Marty said, so I'm still young. I'm not married yet, so I don't have kids at home like Marty does. But you know, I still got family that they're missing us. But like you said, you know, I think we as Christians are called to do more, called to serve and help everybody, and so you know, they're very understanding, and they take care of things at the house for us while we're gone and while we're down here on the road.
Well, absolutely, man. I appreciate y'all's time today. I
Yes,
really
sir.
do. This is wonderful stuff that y'all are doing out here. And if I can speak for the entire community, big old thank you. Big old thank you to you guys. What's up, man? And would you like to introduce yourself and tell us your name?
Name is Zach Henneke, and I'm from Florida.
All righty, man. What part of Florida are you from?
Crestview, which is about 7.5 hours away.
Okay, and so 7.5 hours away. So is that where you came from to get here?
Correct. That's right.
Okay, absolutely. And so when you get calls like this, how long are you usually gone? And like, do they give you like an immediate like, hey, we need you to go here for X amount of days exactly, or do you kind of still have to start driving and figure that out along the way?
So this time it was kind of last minute, but usually, I mean, you can stay. I mean, it depends on who you contracted through, but I mean, you know, a week at the minimum, 10 days, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. It all just all depends, really.
Absolutely. And is there some form of like guaranteed time off when you work X amount of time or something, or do they like put that towards vacation or sick days or something like that per se?
It's usually it's kind of 7 days a week, but I mean, if you need to go home, you can talk to the person who you're contracted through, and you're able to. But being 7 hours away, man, it's not worth just driving, you know, home for a day or two and come back. It's just you might as well just stay and ride it out.
Oh, okay, nice. And one of the most important things that we were talking about before the camera even cut on. Do you feel like your company is compensating you well for what you do? I feel like a lot of people does want to make sure that you guys are being taken care of as best as y'all can be.
Correct. No, everything's top notch, and as I mean, I don't know how to put it, but yeah, everything's well taken care of.
Absolutely. And I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but FEMA is offering some cash for residents here, and it is $750. What do you think about that? Is that enough to get it done?
No, not even close, man. Not with all the damage and lives lost. That's not even. What are you gonna do with that? I mean, it's kind of sad, honestly.
Absolutely. And, also I'm going to ask you one more question. Feel free not to answer any question if you don't want to. I can take it out. It's no problem. But do you feel like the current status of our country that we're more geared towards the funding of immigrants and people not from here than we are current everyday Americans?
Most definitely.
Without a doubt. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. We all appreciate you from my entire community to you. We thank you. Oh, yeah, man. Present. So, man, and would you like to introduce yourself today, my friend?
My name is Officer Shelton with Thomson Police Department. I've worked for Thomson for 2.5 years now.
Absolutely. Just kind of yell into the mic. It's cheap. It's cheap.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But no. Oh, you know what? Officer Lucas just texted me about you. He said you got to interview him.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to be talking to you today. So far, has today been a pretty all right day? It's about 11:30 right now.
Yeah, today's been pretty decent. We're just doing basically security out here at the Winn-Dixie parking lot because of the storm and everything that came out. So we hadn't really had too many issues, which has been nice. A lot better than what's going on in like Richmond County and some of that stuff going on.
Okay, absolutely. And yeah, just to talk about them for just like a second, Richmond County, I've seen some people have been asking on social media amongst each other to stop shooting so that the guys can work. That's a problem up there right now?
Yeah, they've had, from my understanding, they've at least had 2 different FEMA trucks and gentlemen that have been out there trying to get working, getting everything going. They were getting shot at down there. No, you've been down in Florida hanging out with the National Guard. You've seen what's been going on in Augusta?
Yeah. Very bad.
Yeah.
But you compared it to our community just a second ago. But our community's doing a little better than them as far as you getting outrageous call about somebody stealing water or something.
I say, yeah, I know because you just got back. We haven't had those issues up here, which has been nice. We hadn't been having like fights break out at the gas stations and stuff like that. People were getting upset the first couple of days, but once power started coming back, once the gas trucks started showing back up, people were starting to kind of calm down and realize, okay, it's not as bad. I don't have to drive all the way to darn near Atlanta to go and get fuel or something like that. So the first couple of days was bad, but I mean that's to be expected.
Sound like you've been holding it down, huh?
Slowly but surely. Somebody had you like playing Army.
Somebody had to. And so my last question is optional. Say what you want to hear. Say what you want to here. $750 is being offered from FEMA to a lot of residents. I've heard some people have already been denied the $750. I'm not sure what the parameters are to it. But do y'all feel like that's enough for the people around here?
Definitely not even remotely close. The fact that in the same breath it was said, hey, we're going to give $80 billion to a war effort that we shouldn't be involved in, but we're only going to give $750 to people that have lost their homes, lost their lives, lost their loved ones. I have a friend of mine in North Carolina that 5 of his neighbors' houses were completely wiped out by a landslide in North Carolina. And it took him almost a week to get out of North Carolina. He's only being offered $750 because he's a pipe fitter out of Augusta. They said, well, you make too much money and you have homeowners insurance. He got denied. So I don't know what the parameters are, but I can tell you whatever their parameters are for those that are working class that need the money, they're not being allowed to get what they need to be able to sustain an actual living right now.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with him 100%. I mean, I obviously had the wife apply for it too. $750.
FEMA 750. Not really sure where it cut off. I ain't worried about it.
Oh, but I'll just say, this whole thing, the insurance, the destruction, all this stuff is people issue. And I can't say, since I was going on military, I got Facebook, obviously, and I can't say I'm proud of how Thomson handled, this issue. I think some things could have been done different, but you're not going to get everything right and perfect. But the way that people came together, the churches came together, that's what we have to do. But we don't have to wait till something catastrophe happens. Why are we waiting till something bad happens? If I'm a church owner, I'm a pastor, and I know there's hungry people, why am I going to wait till, a storm happens or you got a tree in your middle of your house to give you some help? So like you said, it's a people person. It's not a political party. It's a people person. It's a people problem.
So I grew up out of Louisiana. I was born in Alexandria, Louisiana, about middle of the state. This makes hurricane number 20, give or take. I'm used to the destruction. I'm used to the community coming together, but the community always comes together regardless of a hurricane and regardless of there being a state emergency or a national disaster or something of that nature. Up here, nobody was prepared for it. Nobody was expecting it. And then when it did happen, initially I would say that Friday, everybody came together, which was good. We had a lot of people that were out here. I actually saw 2 different people that I was like, they saw me and they're like, hey, and I'm like, look, I ain't worried about your warrants. I know you got warrants. You're out here with chainsaws and you're cutting up trees and getting cut off of people's houses. We'll worry about your warrants when everything kind of clears up. And that was good because people actually came together. We weren't having some of the violent issues that we were having prior. People were being kind to each other, which was nice, but it shouldn't take a city to almost be wiped off the planet for something like that to happen. And it's a people issue. It's not so much politics of that nature. When when you walked up earlier, we were kind of talking, you had asked something about being a Caucasian officer in today's age and world. Just in today's age and world, being a white officer, Caucasian officer, yeah, it can have its benefits, it can have its downfalls and stuff like that, but that's it's a people issue because if you watch the news, you watch politics, bad news is good money. News isn't what news used to be. The news was you turned it on at 11 o'clock at night so you could see what the weather was, what the stocks were doing.
This is exactly why we had this idea and we came up with it. I do believe, and I talk about it a lot, that a lot of news channels just are followed by a lot of corporate interests. Yes. BlackRock has a large percent of couple of news channels, and I personally think that's a little like that's an exploitation of capitalism, and and I think it should be deemed illegal almost.
Yeah, and that's one of the issues I've always seen growing up. Anytime it comes to news, you can look at anything, and if you look at like Fox News, just look at their finances. The times that their finances go up is during major events, hurricanes that happen. That's bad news, or it's bad for the environment and bad that's going on for a community, but it's great for them because everybody's watching. You look at when Trump got shot, news was all over that, but they didn't care about the story that he was telling before he got shot at. That nobody ever even cared about. They cared about, oh well, former President Trump was shot.
Right.
Bad news, increased revenue for them. Same thing when you look at sports players. Football player goes out there, tears a hamstring. Well, then ESPN's going to sit there and they're going to run with that. They don't give a dang about how the rest of the team played. They don't care about how the team played or who else may have gotten injured. This is a star running back tore a hamstring. We're going to cover that because people are going to watch that. Bad news is good revenue. And it's a horrible way to look at things.
It's so crazy because I actually just interviewed somebody in the last interview. I should be posting that one today. She said, I asked her, I was like, how do you feel about how the community, police officers, and just higher ups, how do you feel like everybody handled it? And she said, it was amazing. It was wonderful. She went on to go about it a minute. And at the end of it, she said, I'm sorry, is that too positive? And, that stuck with me that we just are in love with drama.
It's crazy because I literally just made a video. I just made a video this morning about this, and I was speaking because I do videos every morning, motivational videos. And my message this morning was literally, if you are around somebody who's always negative, please get away from them. If all you can spew to me is negativity, what should change, and this and that, bro, we don't have time for that. We got people dying. We had a person die in Thomson because a tree fell on them and a family. We got a devastated family.
Woman was laying in bed with her two newborns that were born just a few months ago. Tree came down across them, killed them. We had a gentleman that was with some other friends or family members that was trying to get out during the storm. Tree came down. By the time fire and EMS were able to get to him, it was pretty much done. By the time they got to doctors, he passed away there.
It's a lot, and obviously we won't speak on names, of course. Condolences to those families and whatnot. But when stuff like that is going on, why can't we find something positive? And I was gone, and I hated it. It felt like I was gone 8 years, but I was gone from my family, and I had to leave my family in the middle of my wife pumping at 3:00 in the morning when this whole tornado thing started. Power went out, and I was called, hey, we need you to respond to Fort Eisenhower, time now. And I could have had a million reasons to be negative and a million reasons to say no, this and that and the other, but people need help, right? If not me, then who, right?
Yep, and it's just something personal to talk about for myself. I was talking to my fiance about it last night, and I told her, I looked over at her, I said, thank you for being happy today. You're in charge of that. You have to, she actually told me earlier, I was like, yeah, my day at work wasn't the greatest, just wasn't super motivated. And the fact that, I still have you home being nice to me, you're in charge of your happiness. Is there something that y'all think that can be a solution to us not coming together as much? Do y'all have any ideas of like where to start at with that in particular problem?
I'll say for me, I can tell you just outright the easiest thing is people need to quit looking at the color of the religion. You have this much money, you have that much money. People just need to start coming together, and that's the big thing. Me and my mom have cracked jokes for years and years saying, everybody has an issue with Catholics or Buddhists or Muslims or this or that or black and white, Hispanic, and everybody else. It's going to take something major, which her big joke is we watch Ancient Aliens on History Channel. She's like, it's going to take an alien ship to show up and be like, hey, you are this small in the grand scheme of the universe.
And then all of a sudden, we're all humans.
Exactly. All of a sudden,
everybody's going to raise, right?
now all of a sudden, people act, well, more than likely at that point, people will sit there and turn around and go, I'm not as bad as I thought I was. there is definitely a lot more out there, and I need to look out for everybody else that's around me instead of worrying about just my damn self.
Yeah, that's a recurring thing throughout human history. Is we only come together when we find a common opposition. And so one of the things I was talking about is just having respect for people right now with all the political stuff going on. Just like as for an example, me and him personally don't like quite agree on the same person coming up November, but I will die for everything that he will die for. And I do, and I don't even have to think about if he would do it for me. I really don't. I don't have to think if I broke my leg, I'm in the hospital, and I say, "Hey, can you drive by my wife's house?" I don't have to think about that with him. So I never have to hate him for anything he ever believes. And I believe this is before he picks a candidate, I thought he was a smart, intelligent individual. Why did that go out the window when I saw you make one decision?
And a decision that was not mine. See, that's the biggest thing. And I think you have to understand people grew up different. People have different ideologies. People have different ways of life. And just because somebody's way of life is not the same as yours does not mean you like. I don't have to not be your friend because you want to vote for Trump. You don't have to not be my friend because I like Kamala. It's in my opinion. I've told you this in the grand scheme of things. Anyway, they don't matter to me because what matters to me is Tashara Lucas and Janae Lucas.
And impacting
them.
Yep.
So at the lowest level, what can we do as neighbors? My neighbor has more impact on me than the president does. My neighbor I can call right now and say, "Hey, can you go check on my house?" I can't call the president. Biden ain't coming down here. Hell, the mayor, Benji, I can call him. I know he'd do it. Might take him a minute, but hey, I can call my neighbor right away. Hey, you at home? Yeah, check on my house.
Doing nothing at the moment anyway.
You know about that.
Hey, so all right, so I love what I heard here. So obviously, this has been my longest interview of the day. This right here needs to be on a podcast of mine. So we're gonna cut this today. Y'all definitely gonna be the last. Save the best for last here on this next video. But I think I would love to see y'all once again.
Of course.
I'm here.
All righty. Well, we appreciate y'all, Officer Lucas, Officer Shelton. It was a pleasure.